Hey again, woodworkers. Okay, so I have got my frame glued up. Everything is set. I've eased all of these corners so there's nothing sharp, nothing that's going to give me trouble. I haven't sanded. I don't care about the surface quality of this, but at this point, what I'm ready to do is start applying some of the webbing to create the main structure of the seat support. So once we sit on this thing, if we don't have any webbing, we just fall right through this. That's not great for chair making or general furniture design. There are three basic flavors of webbing, and I have two examples in front of me. So one is more of a jute material. This is the stuff they make what are the sacks? The big sacks for hauling and carrying produce and other things. It'll come to me as soon as I stop recording. Anyway, so jute material, really strong, pretty much used historically, pretty much exactly as it is. New version of this is a polyurethane version of, or a polywoven material here. You can find both options at upholstery supply houses. The last option is a rubber webbing, and that's Pirelli, made by the tire companies. That's also good, but it breaks down a little bit faster than the poly would. The jute webbing is pretty much the go-to for me. I think there's a cost difference of these two, but it's not much. So anyway, keeping those in mind. What I want to do now, I've marked out the center here, and it kind of doesn't matter where I start, going front to back or side to side. I just need to make sure that I have enough space here. How am I going to do this? So that I can get an equal number of, I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 3. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. Equal number of rows in this orientation. So, to start, what I want to do is lay these things down, and you'll notice I'm going to fold this. Again, center line here, center line there. And I've got my stapler. This is an upholstery stapler, and I've got some staples in it, which is always good. The staples come in 3 different lengths generally, and rationale here is that the fewer layers of material that I have, I'm going to go with shorter staples. So for what I'm doing here to get started, I've got 1/4 inch staples, and then 3/8 and then half. By the time I get to my cover and all that stuff, I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch because it's going to need to go through more layers. So anyway, all right, so keeping that in mind, what I want to do is create a structure here. Oops, missed the first one. We've got a ton of staples here. We have 6 so far, but we're not done yet. Now, I want to put under tension. I want to squeeze this back a bit. And then we've got good tension on that one. Now when I get to this other end, I want to keep this under good tension, but I'm not strong enough to just hold this manually. And they have this torture device, which is actually for upholstery, and it's a webbing stretcher. So doing this, it starts to grab hold in ways hopefully you can see, and finding the right angle for this is important. I'm actually too high for this, so I need to back this thing out, drop it back down. Yeah, and then by pulling this, I've got good tension all the way across, and that's kind of what I'm after. That's good, but I think I can do a little bit better. Yep, that's too much. I was right where I wanted to be the first time. Yeah, all right, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so same deal. Now these fancy devices here, you might think you know what these are referred to. In And for most household uses, they're probably called scissors. But when you get into upholstery, these now have a fancy name. They're called shears. So I'm going to take those shears and start getting rid of this stuff. Does me no good to keep extra length on these things. But anyway, so that's how this thing is going to look. So I will also do 3 rows here as well. And that will create enough structure in place. I don't know that I can do 4. Can I do 4? I can do 4. I'm going to do 4. Yeah, why not? So anyway, so this is the structure here. I'm going to weave these things in and out. So if I have a row here, one here as well, the next one is going to have to be woven, so top to bottom, under, over, and then lock these things in, stretching every single time. So I'm happy to show this to you, but I think this will be incredibly boring now that you've seen all there is to know. I'm going to turn off the camera, hit all of these things, and get the webbing in place, and then we'll go back to the next stages. So I'll see you in a minute.